We were talking to Nigel Burton today. He said you guys kind of have a relationship.
Yeah, we do.
What kind of explain that? Where'd you guys?
I've always admired Nigel. Obviously, as a player, he was part of the 8 sacks I endured when I was here as a player, and then he got into the profession. We got into it right around the same time, and he's worked his way through the ranks. And wherever he's gone, his teams have played well. They've played hard. They played with passion. He's always recruited extremely well, and I was really happy for him when he got the Portland State job. And just having his ties here to the University of Washington and our relationship throughout the past, we've tried to do a lot of things to try to help him, whether having his coaches work our camp, things of that nature, because I want to see him do well, and he's done a nice job so far.
Steve, I know you feel real confident in the offense that you run. Have you ever thought about even dabbling or looking into the pistol? And because I know other teams have decided to kind of go that way.
We did actually dabble in it, I guess, with Jake there. And I don't know if that was his last season or maybe the year before. I can't remember. It seems like a long time ago. I think it was our second season. We did dabble in it, and it was good for us. It was good to us at that time. I think it allows you. It really can open some things up from a quarterback run standpoint. We haven't gotten into it as much this year. There could be a game or two when we dabble in it again, but it's a nice offense, and they do it well. They obviously have an expertise in it with Nigel coming from Nevada, and obviously Nevada, what they've done, and now what Nigel's doing with it. It's a difficult offense, especially when you really invest in it, and that's what you do. And there's a lot of misdirection to it. There's a lot of formations to it. There's a lot of deception. And there's just a bunch of trick-type plays you can run off it to get the defense stuck looking at one thing and doing something else.
How far are you from knowing what your O-line's going to look like Saturday?
I think we have a decent idea. Thursdays are always the best day for us to tell, because it takes time for guys to kind of recruit. It takes guys time to get out some of the soreness from a ball game. And so I think Thursday is realistic for us. Once you get to Friday, that's too late for me.
Is it? Hatchie's all right.
So that you guys know, guys, we're not going to comment on injuries anymore. I'm not. No one in our organization is. It's just a competitive disadvantage for us when other teams don't and we do. So that's going to be the road we take. When I'm done here, you guys are going to get with Jeff, and he'll fill you in on more of the specifics.
In general, your offensive line, I know there was a couple of years ago you kind of challenged them before, after one of the games like they did on Saturdays. The same kind of thing, are you challenging them to take it to another level this week? Or?
This is a little bit different. I mean, we're challenging them, there's no doubt. We had a pretty good challenge here last week down at LSU, and a pretty good challenge by San Diego State from a schematic standpoint. I more so than anything, I don't think this is about want to with this group. I don't think it's about them being a physically tough group. We just need to execute better. We need to communicate really well, and we need to do things right for an extended period of time. We're just spotty right now, and we'll go 2-3 plays really good, and then we have a bad play, and those bad plays can hinder you on a drive. And so we're fighting for consistency. We're challenging on the guys to working together, not as individuals, but as a cohesive group, as 5 guys. And all signs are pointing to that's what we're going to see Saturday. But ultimately, we have to perform on the field when the lights are on, when myself or Coach Gazzetto aren't out there with them telling them what to do and how to do it.
You talked about consistency. So I talked to ASJ yesterday. He said he hasn't been consistent, but by the numbers he has been. What have you seen from Austin?
Well, Austin, as we all well know, is a talented young man. He's got a tremendous work ethic about himself, and he wants to be a great player. And so, I've jokingly said this to Keith or to Austin or to Kaysen for that matter too, is, they're held to just a little bit different standard than maybe some other guys, they've played enough football for us now that the expectation level for them is to do things right every snap with a real attention to detail. And I think what Kaysen's talking about is at times he can have a lapse in the attention, Austin can have a lapse in that attention to detail. And that's what he wants to get fixed. And that's what's so cool about him, because he's such a competitive kid that he wants to get it right every single time.
You also talk about run blocking. He needs to improve on that. Does it help maybe with the offensive line struggles that he sees more ability to have a run blocking role? Or?
Well, he's always going to have a role. And tight ends in our offense, they're an integral part in our run game. and he has a chance to be a very special run blocker because of obviously his size, his athleticism, his overall strength. And so I think his best days of run blocking are still ahead of him.
Overall, how far away do you think this team is from really getting going on offense?
I don't know.